It's Games to Go, where we do everything gaming related, and I am doing this video as an apology to that commenter out there. I had made a cringy joke on someone's video. I thought it was completely harmless, but it ended up being an almost Twitter feud. And yes, I know the timestamp does read a month ago, but this discussion, better late than never. So this person's YouTube video was comparing the differences between the original Final Fantasy VII and its remake. And I thought, why don't I bless these people with one of my unholy jokes? And I triggered another fan. Yeah, somebody actually took this seriously, to which I had to explain my own joke. I do think that this should spark a conversation on whether remakes are worth the buck. With the remake being out, that is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX, I thought that, I've completed Mystery Dungeon Blue on the Nintendo DS, but I haven't played Red before, so maybe I should try the remake out, which combines the two. But honestly, it doesn't matter because the two games are virtually identical. Yeah, I thought Red was a different game, but it wasn't. So if I can tell you the ending, then what is the point in spending those $60? If you are like me, you don't want to watch the same movie twice or even play the same video game twice. Gaming is an adventure, and once you've experienced it, it is no longer new, and therefore it is no longer exciting. It's kind of like going to different art museums. Kind of loses its appeal after the first painting, which is why I tend to steer clear from remakes of games that I already have played, because I would just rather waste my money on something that I have never experienced before. So something like The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening that got re-released on the Switch is something that I would much rather want to try because I never played the original before, which came out on the Game Boy, and I own a functional Switch, but not a Game Boy. LeafGreen was also a remake on a different console. I got hooked on Pokemon Red. The graphics were terrible, the fact that it was hard to see your screen was terrible, so LeafGreen made me love the game more because it eliminated those obstacles. When a console that doesn't age well and you have this great game, having on something with more capability does that game more justice. There is Pokemon Pikachu and Eevee Let's Go, which are remakes, but they add a very new element to it. You throw Pokeballs, which may or may not miss your target. I would like to see something like this more in Pokemon games because you get tired of the move the cursor to select an option gameplay. Where is Pokemon VR that's not Pokemon Go? There are remakes that are worse than the original. Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories seems like a pointless remake. The original was already bad with its weird and terrible fighting gameplay, not to mention the fact that the writing was bad. So I'm not sure why they thought bringing it over to PS2, which has better graphics and voice acting, would have the fan base respect the title more. But really, we all know they were just after that dough. For this remake, I would say bring back the old way of fighting, include better stories, just rewrite the entire thing. I will argue that there are games that act like an entirely new game, but they are just remakes. Animal Crossing, The Sims. These are all games that stick to a source material like glue to Velcro. Perhaps the graphics are better and there might be some more additions here and there, but it's still you, a human, paying your inevitable debt to Tom Nook. I think its issue is because these games are too simple, and therefore there really is nothing to differentiate the games except for their little additions like the fact that you live on an island as opposed to living near the beach. Series that I would not consider a remake is Final Fantasy and the Tales series. They have the advantages of being more story based and different gameplays. So you might go from something like girl on quest to becoming an angel to boy who wants to become a shepherd. Might have turn based strategic gameplay or a button masher. The Harvest Moon series is also another one that, while very similar mechanics, is still more different than what Animal Crossing and The Sims could ever be. And I think that has to do with the fact that the challenges are not the same. It could be the fact that you are controlling your child's future, or that you need to save 101 Harvest Sprites, or Harvest Moon meets Mama's Cooking. I will mention that there are games that, yes, are probably copying off each other, like just replace collecting Harvest Sprites with musical notes nodes or sunstones, but what you have to do to obtain them is different, with Harvest Sprites is doing work and Sunstones is befriending the villagers. But I think we should have remakes. Yes, there are bad remakes out there, but they're also good and necessary remakes. I can see people getting upset by these games if they're not as good or better than the originals, but this can be said for original games as well. Does anyone remember Sonic 06? I think that remakes are the company's way of recycling an old game and putting on a current console to bring in a new fan base, all while trying to save money. I also think that it can cater to nostalgia to those who played the game with the terrible graphics and want to experience it again with its new features, especially when consoles can break after constant use. Do you agree? Let me know in the comments. If you liked this video, which of course you did, you wouldn't have made it this far if you didn't, so go ahead and hit that like button. And you might as well mosey down to the subscribe button and turn on the notifications. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!